to another episode of What Now Garage. Today we're going to be working on the 94. It's going to be like hopefully a short video, just to kind of get y'all some content out. We're going to be trying to correct some of the electrical wiring that's in here. It's kind of shady. I bought some new battery cables, some terminals and stuff like that. Also I got some fuel hose, and we're going to try to change out that fuel hose for a bigger fuel hose. Try to get that fuel filter out, see what kind of fuel filter I need for it. The guy thinks the fuel filter might be clogged. So in this episode, we're going to try to fix all this. This is all the stuff that we got to work with today. So we'll try to get this one here out. Thanks for that. The new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Hopefully y'all enjoy watching what I do. Like I said, I'd like some insight on some other things y'all would like to see done. After we get done with this one, we'll go back to the C10, get that valance pulled. I may use that valance. Hey, got some good metal on it, so we may be able to use some of that for some of the rust repair too. So that being said, let's get into it. All right, I went to O'Reilly's to get some fuel hose. I cleaned this out. They had looks like a lot of paint chips. They're not gonna have this piece. So apparently this cap that was on there, the filter fits in it, and it's all one piece. So I'm guessing this is not supposed to come apart like this, but I pulled it apart anyway. So I thought the filter clamped in there, but apparently it's all one piece. It all fits together. When I was messing with the fuel hose, this fuel hose in the rear, it's an inlet, it's fine. It's not dry rotted or anything. It's still bendable. It's not loose. I mean, I gotta see why this fuel line is loose under the truck though. That needs to be tightened up. Also, there was zip tied right against the exhaust, which is crazy to me. But I bought some new fuel hose to put from here back to the top of the engine for the outlet. Debating if I'm going to change this hose here out, because it looks like it's pretty good. This is like just a drain on this side of it. I know that goes to the fuel rack on this side, so I may change these out. I can't tell what size they are, if they're the same size, but man, it's a pain to get to. I don't know who the hell put these damn hose clamps in here. It's definitely a pain to get to. That hose is definitely hard as hell. I don't even know how the hell I would get that out. They should have put it the other way where you can unscrew it from the side right here. They got it facing the other way. There's a manifold right there, so you can't even get to it if you wanted to. You can't even get to the bottom one if you wanted to. That's crazy. Where does this go to? It goes to the injector right there. So I'm guessing this goes to the fuel rack on this side. You can kind of see where this mounting plate was disconnected for the heater hose. I mean, it's just stuff laid everywhere, man. It's just, we'll just have to do it one at a time. So we'll just get this fuel hose put on here. Like I said, this part here won't get to here this afternoon, but we can at least get the fuel hose on there. I bought some new fuel hose and hose clamps to make sure that it's gonna actually fit. I want to shorten this hose up. I don't want it as long. I don't know if y'all can even see what I'm doing with this stupid camera, but let's see. Yeah, you can see. So it just got to go from here to right here. I don't understand why they looped it so far. I don't know why they just couldn't loop it and go down right there. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it to where I want it, and then cut the hose right there. It's good. They said it'd be there about 2 o'clock-ish. So, which means be there for 4. Let's see if we got the right measurement. Oh yeah. See how short that is? They had it like way over here, like all the way across here. I don't understand why you need it that long. see. And of course, I didn't have the exact hose clamps you need because they never do. See how that's a lot better. Like I said, when I went to take this off, I could turn the fuel hose. See that? Look, I could turn it. So that may get a new one too, or at least a push further down, cut, and because it don't need to be this long. I don't understand why it's that long. Cut it down and then bring it up some. It's where it fits. If I can take this cap off. Oh, guess not. So let's see if we can get this through here. Maybe, hopefully, we can get some turns and drop that right in the manifold. Why not? Never see that again. I gotta try to hunt that down now. Let's do this. Let's do this. So it's gonna be just like that. Man, it's really tight now. That's all the way against the base. Sweet. So now I can hold it down. Let's tighten this thing up. Actually, I can use this is the thing that had the plunger in it that it removed. That would kind of keep it from when you lose oil pressure, that plunger would fall. Look at that, you can't even move it now. Where the hell that thing went to? Somewhere in there. It's good about having metal bumpers you can get up on the truck. Ta-da! Yep. So yeah, this one just it didn't need to be that long. I mean, this is not moving anywhere. This is on there. So that's tight. This is tight. Now it can't move. So when it builds fuel pressure, air shouldn't get through. I think the injector was sucking air, and then when it finally got pressure, it probably had a small fuel leak too. If I had to guess, let's check this shit out. This shit out. I don't want to get demonetized and cursing on the dang channel. Yeah, I didn't even, dude, there's not even a hose clamp up here on the top. That's crazy. So what the frick is this for? I guess like a, yeah, it's split. I mean, the hose ain't bad. Oh, there's fuel. The hose ain't bad. We still got some, you see that one? No, it's got hard. Maybe we'll change that one out too since we got the hose. Like I said, it needs to just go from here to here. I don't understand why they need it so long. So, go ahead and fix this. While we're here, push that all the way up there. Look at that, you can go all the way up. And the barb is right there. So just tighten it up at the barb. That's what I got that fitting for in the end. That's why it's flared. And this needs to go to here. That's it. I'm guessing it's like a drain where you can just like vent. I guess if you couldn't vent it here, you vent it right there. So, I mean, It didn't make no sense to me. But anyway, that filter costs about $24, 26 or whatever it was. So I needed the filter because it looked like it had paint chips in there. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the fuel tank had something in it or what. But yeah, it definitely needs to be cleaned out. That filter had to be dirty. And I'm thinking with it sucking air through here, that's what was giving it that hesitation to start. So before we start it, I'm gonna put the once I get the fuel filter about 4. They said 2 something. I'm gonna go at 4 because I know it's gonna be late. I'm gonna kind of just put the filter, well, just loosely tighten the filter on there and let it fill up with some fuel, and then just pop the cap until I see fuel come out, and then try to start it. See, look, it's tight. Everything's tight now. Nothing rotates. Nothing rotates. Nothing rotates. That looks like a factory hose. Yes, this GM hoses here. It's also factory hoses. So hopefully that fixes our problem. I still need to crawl into this truck to see why this is all like, why is this moving like that? That's crazy. That's supposed to be attached to something. So as far as the fuel part goes, that's going to be it for the fuel part until we can get our other fittings. So let me get all this wiring stuff ready to go. All right, so welcome back. I decided to do the wiring off camera. It was just too tedious. I couldn't find an angle to put the camera in, but I'll just kind of walk you through what I did. So I changed this cable here out. This is a positive cable. It goes from one battery to the other. So I changed that out to a shorter one, kind of fixed all these wires here, put new wire there. That was all like junk. This wire was still good. I actually ended up wallowing out the connectors because they don't really fit on the battery that well. This thing he just has so many wires. I have to go through here. I'm thinking about making a terminal for all this and fixing all that. I put some shrink wrap on all these. Remember, I had all the wire nuts and stuff like that. Kind of get all that stuff fixed up. These fittings are really, really good. They're weatherproof and everything, like waterproof. So end up doing it for these two, but I just end up wrapping these in electrical tape just to have some extra protection on these. I'm not really worried about those there because these are still pretty good. The angle of those are pretty hard to get to. Eventually, I'm going to end up getting some new wire races and stuff. I like the material one versus the plastic. The plastic's kind of junk. They dry rot. Everybody knows they dry rot when they get hot. So I want to get the material one so it fits better. Sorry about the wind. It's starting to get cold. That's why I put the jacket on. So I ended up actually getting the filter. O'Reilly's actually had it on time. Part number is going to be MicroGuard 33976. This one here comes with the filter attached to the lid, as you can see. Remember when I took that one there off? I pulled the filter off, which you're not supposed to do. I didn't know. Like I said, I never owned the 6.5 like this before, so I didn't know the filter didn't come off. It actually snaps off and snaps back in, but it comes as a whole piece. I actually ended up zip tying the fuel line because it was actually up against the manifold, exhaust manifold, which is weird. You can see where it was rubbing under the truck. So I ended up zip tying all that stuff to the side to where it actually fits better. I took some carb clean. They cleaned out the bulbs. They had all kind of stuff in there, all kind of like, those like paint chips, like white paint chips. It's weird. Also, whenever you do stuff like this, always change your gaskets. Don't leave the same gasket there. Change the O-rings and gaskets and stuff like that for your stuff. That way you're not giving yourself a potential for a leak. Kind of help prevent that before it happens. And like I said, I've done these on Caterpillars and stuff. It's easier on Caterpillars because you can kind of like fill your rake. It's basically like a rake core. you fill your ring cores up, you get it to a certain level, and you tighten it down, and then you open one, close the other, keep air from getting in the system. I've never done one like this on a truck before. There is a valve here. I don't know if that's to purge it, but there's also a vent at the top here to vent it, which has a little O-ring at the top. So this pulls out too. You actually pull this out. So I really don't want it to splash all over the truck. I may see if I can get that valve open. I don't know if it will. It's still going to run a leak in the front of the engine. Oh, never mind. Opens very easily. So let's put this on here. Hopefully we can get it to where it'll seal and it'll get some fuel out of here. We'll hook all the batteries back up. That way we can get all this stuff done. I don't really particularly like hooking up batteries. I can just put y'all over here. I don't know. I've been hit with the lightning too many times, I guess. So we'll kind of just get y'all in here as close as I can so y'all can kind of see what's going on. So actually, let me go get my wrenches because I need my wrenches for this. Just like Puddin's got over there, a little Toyota. One he gave his dad, Puddin Pop, that old flatbed Toyota. Every single wrench, there it is. And I cleaned all these off. Like I said, I watered out the other ones. I cleaned all these fittings and stuff. Kind of help it to where you can get an actual a better connection. I don't know why they make these things so hard to where you can't get a freaking wrench on them. You need to like redesign these to where they're not easier. I don't think these are the right ones for this truck. I think he just bought what he can get. Well, he bought what we can find. Don't hit that with a metal hammer, please. I really don't like hitting it with that hammer, but I want it to be on there. I don't want it to be sitting there and see what I'm saying? You really can't even get a wrench on it. Like redesign this crap right. I know people say, well, just put a socket on it. Well, the socket slides off too because it hits its edge. It wouldn't even sit all the way on there at one point. Tight fit. I wanted it to be shorter. Get some slack. He had wires all over this freaking thing. That was way wider. might have put a new nut on that one. This size. Always end up shocking myself. I don't know how I do it. I always end up hitting the dang wrench on the thing. Smoking yet. That's a good thing. Tight. I think that was a 916. Do the 916 real quick. She's in there. It won't fit on that one, but at least it won't be inside that stupid next to the belt. They had it like where it was right next to the belt. Dangerous. Right here. Yes, actually. That's a lot better. Now it's shorter, you ain't gotta worry about all that stuff. Get all this crap out the way. Turn the key. See what happens. Well, it's got power. Yep, let the air out. See if she'll start. You gotta get that air out the system. got fuel. Huh. Wonder what the deal is. Let's see. I'll back you up. I don't want to get fuel all over y'all. Might have air in the system. Sorry, folks. I hope I didn't just damage my dang camera. I might just put a chip in the lens. God dang it. Yep, right there. Oh well. Let me see. I'll just hang on for a second. Let me see what's going on with this thing. All right, as y'all can see, I got it back started. I got dents and everything all over y'all. Sorry, like I said, the wind was blowing. Sucks. So remember I was telling you about how we used to do rate cores on the boats and everything like that? That's kind of what happened here. I used the drain in the front. Don't do that. Just drain it from the top of the filter. That way it fills the bowl all the way up. And then you stop, turn it off, start it up, start the fuel pump again. That way it kind of pushes all the air out of the system, out of the filter. So what I ended up doing, I kept cycling the key, and it's spinning right here. I just kept pulling the hose off until fuel started shooting out of it. And as soon as the fuel shot out of it, she cranked right back up. So, like I said, yeah. So, be careful with these. It's a lot different than gasoline. I knew it was probably going to end up happening. That's why I said what I said before. I thought it would happen. But as you saw, I let the glow plugs turn off, and as soon as I hit the key, she fired right off. I actually fired off way better than she ever did before. I got fuel everywhere. I got to clean all this stuff up. This degreaser. I got 14 degrees all over top of the engine. Just let it drain off. But yeah, now I'm going to start working on the interior. I'm going to let y'all see what the interior looks like. I'll probably do some like cut ins and cut outs. I showed y'all before how dirty it is in here. I'm just going to go through here and just kind of like just spruce it up a little bit. But as far as right now, that's all we're going to do for right now. I'm going to turn it off and see if she'll crank right back up again. Like she would stutter a lot to sputter. I won't say stutter. She would sputter a lot before. I think a lot of it to do with the dirty air filter, the faulty wiring that was in it. Cleaning up that wire. You see how fast it was spinning to start. Before it wouldn't do that. Just changing your wires, cleaning your connections. Something as simple as a fuel filter. I use carb clean inside that reservoir. I actually took it all apart. Sprayed it out. Like I said, it had like white paint chips or something in it. I don't know what it was. Clean all that out. Clean all the hoses out. That way, whatever was in there whatever was left in the hose didn't travel back through the line into the engine. Clean up here on top. See if I can see if I fixed that little oil leak. I actually put a bolt on the bracket for the turbo because this was actually missing. That one was actually missing. But yeah, like I said, she's gonna be a daily. If she runs as good as she runs now, I'm not really worried about it. I'll take her wherever she wants to go. I gotta get a new windshield for it for sure, so I can get an inspection sticker put on it. And then we'll start doing some small modifications to it, you know, doing paint work, body work, looking for a new hood. We may go take a trip to Pull Apart. I'll take y'all with me. We'll go look at some cars, see what kind of parts we can find to put on this thing. They may have a OBS in there. It's already got LED headlights. That one's got some fog in it. I need to adjust that one. That one's got some fog in it for some reason. Maybe find some new tail lights. But other than that, we're just gonna do it one step at a time. Between this one and the C10, we'll get content. Like I said, I'm trying to get y'all content. I'll go on vacation in February, so there's gonna be a week delay. But I only plan on going for a couple of days to Texas, and then we're coming back, and we're gonna start on the C10, get some stuff knocked out on it. I want to get this stuff done, because I really can't wait to finish this truck here, so I can do what I got to do with it. But this one here is gonna be a daily driver. I want it to look nice. I want it to be the new shop truck. I think about putting like the name on the side and like full service on the bed and stuff like that. And then, you know, maybe we'll bring the Mustang in. The Mustang has like a messed up starter, so we have to get a starter for it. Maybe do an engine swap. Who knows? But for right now, this is gonna do it for right now. Like I said, I'm gonna work on the interior. If I have enough time, I'll bring it back out if it's not too dark to have y'all look at it. But if not, it's gonna be the end of this video. I wish I had more to show y'all, but I wanted to make it a short video. I know I'm rambling. But please like, subscribe, and share for What Now Garage. We'll see y'all next time.